Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and today we're going to continue our tutorial series on video annotations on YouTube with the video cards tutorial. What are they? How do I control them? Will they bring me magical YouTube bacon? All these questions, and probably more, that you didn't even know you wanted to have answered will probably be answered. If not, you can ask me in the comments. So up here at the top, you've got all these tabs, and today we're going to look at the YouTube cards. So very much like the annotations section, you have a little timeline down here that you can drag your slider to a specific point in your video. I'm messing around with my recently released long-form Lounging with Larry Warframe video, and I'm going to start adding some things. So I've dragged it to about 15 minutes, and I want to add, and I have a few options here. I can add a video or a playlist. I can add a channel that I've recently collaborated with if someone wants to go visit them and subscribe. I can do a donation if people want to donate to me or a nonprofit of my choice. I can add a voting poll, just to see what people think about this whole kit and caboodle, or I can link them to an external website. Now, the thing I don't like about this is that it doesn't work quite as well as the YouTube annotations, doesn't have quite as many options or features, and some of it doesn't quite work correctly, to be honest with you. Or at least I can't get it to work, and I'm using Google Chrome, the thing made by Google, who owns YouTube. So let's start by adding a poll. So I'm going to say, I'm going to ask my people who watch the video, do they like lore videos? Because this is a lore video. Do you like Larry's lore video here? And then the choices are yes or no. And I can add another choice, but you either like it or you don't. You don't get to be on the fence. No fencing here. And I can create that card. And now there's a little eye that appears in the upper right-hand corner that brings out, like I'd call it like a drawer, and in it are the little cards. These are kind of like the YouTube, Google, not the YouTube, but the Google cards when you use Google Now on an Android phone. Now people can vote yes, and then they see the results. So what else can I add? We can add a video. I can add my Maitre D video. Now this will appear here as a suggested video for people to view. And then what else do we want to add? We could add a link, but there are some rules with links. So I've gotten a verified account, but I've never gotten around to setting up a personal splash page / forum for my channel. And if I had, then it could go through and link there. I can also add an approved retailer's website that you can find out more information here. And what do they got? They got a list of approved vendors, which are actually quite a few, that you can sell your merchandise on. So if you want to sell swaggy t-shirts, you can. And then if you want to add a link to a crowdfunding site like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, you can do that right there. Personally, I'm probably never going to use those platforms, at least not in the near future. But I do cover a lot of Kickstarter games and stuff, so I could link them there to go and see for the game themselves if they want to fiddle around with it or what have you. But I don't really have anything that I can link there. I could link to a friend's channel with a custom message, but I'm not sure who. But yeah, that's basically what it looks like. And at any time you can go down this list. It's a little bit better than the YouTube annotations list. It actually has labels. It's a poll or a video or whatever. You can just click it, and then you can delete it. And since I don't really know what kinds of annotations or cards I necessarily want to put in this hour-long video, I'm actually just going to remove those, because I don't really need them. But that is basically how YouTube cards work. And you can also, if you go into the info and settings for your video, you go into the monetization settings. I can set it to monetize in all countries. Where is that? Monetize in all countries. And then I can actually do a sponsored card. which will actually let me insert little advertisements and stuff in there that pop out from the side. So if I save that, let's see what the cards look like when I click on the video. Is there a button, or do I have to actually go to the video page? You know, I've never actually seen what sponsored cards look like before now. We're experiencing this together, isn't that just the fanciest thing? So, sponsored cards should appear near the front, I think. I could be wrong. I guess they don't show up unless you have a sponsorship of some variety, which probably makes sense. I will read into sponsored cards and this other monetization for another tutorial, because I'm not really that concerned with that. In fact, we're gonna just track it in all countries, because I don't want ads on this particular video for various reasons. But yeah, if you want to fiddle around with cards to add to your video, because they're a little bit cleaner than YouTube annotations, you just go to cards, click on this button after you've scrubbed in the timeline with your slider to the section where you want the cards to start appearing, and then you can add them. After they appear, they will, for the most part, and let me just link another video, the maitre d'. After that, they will just sort of be available to the viewer in the corner if they hover over the video and they click on the information button from this point in the video onwards. But it will not be super obtrusive. When this sort of pops up initially, and we can scrub back to here, if we watch it, as it appears in the video, a little white box will come out and say, hey, have you watched the maitre d' gameplay video yet? Because if you haven't, you're really missing out. You really should do the stuff with the things, because Larry's pretty cool like that. I think you'll be able to see it in a sec here. Is it going to preview how it works? I think it will. Yep, there it is. Suggested, the maitre d' deliver diners to their tables with stretching powers. So yeah, you can add all sorts of stuff to your videos so they look more professional and swanky. And that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this video has helped you out. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions for other videos, feel free to leave those in the comments below. And of course, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, that's linked there as well. I don't really require it, but there are a lot of gaming-centric people that have come to enjoy it, so I add the link because it was suggested. So until next time, don't forget to do those things I said, and have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or pan-dimensional adventure. Bye-bye, everybody.